All right, my friends, welcome back to another episode of Journal Entry. And this one is another one. This is the summer time for vacations, spending time with family. And boy, this summer has just gone by. It's been a whirlwind. And I think I've been saying that consistently. If I look at some of my journal entries, that's what's been the theme is not a lot of building, just a lot of family time, and that just goes with the territory. You have to, I feel like we load up the summer every year. So let's get into some brick. There are some, maybe not bricks, but I do love my minifigures. The CMF series has been a hot one. It's been space this summer, and I've been on the hunt. I have a couple of them, so stay tuned. I'm going to do a video where we do some opening. I may have, on my last vacation, hunted down one more unit. I think I've got at least two more to go, I believe. I think one of these I accidentally did a repeat. That was from Brickworld Chicago. I had gotten an extra one, and I think it's a repeat. So depending on what it is, I may sell, I may keep it. It just depends. There aren't too many of these that I want really multiples. I would keep the Mtron, the Ice Planet. I really like these guys. I don't know if I'd keep this one or not. The alien bug guy, I'd think about. I'd think about the nursery. The flying saucer, definitely not. But we'll see. And then so I just have the imposter, and then the Blacktron is the other one. And actually, that one is one of my favorites. So I really need to get that one. I have three, but I know I'm knocking out one of them for sure. So Spacewalker, Imposter, Blacktron. So that is what I have left. So I'm getting down to it. And then Lego had to go and announce another CMF. My table's dirty. I don't know why. But they've announced the Dungeons and Dragons series, which, woo, I think that has to light a castle fire under me. I've got some big time backlog. I've got the 3-in-1 castle, the blacksmith workshop to build. Plus, I have my old collection. I have a lot of castle to build. I have a lot of space to build. I have a lot of Star Wars to build. So good news coming up is that summer is wrapping up, which means that it's almost football season. And I know the preseason, I can't bear to watch the preseason. So for those of you that are football fans watching, there may not be too many, but if you are, you know what I mean. This preseason is just, oh my gosh. All you're doing is praying that your favorite players don't get hurt. And just at the end of the day, it is pretty meaningless. It's meaningful, but meaningless at the same time. Football, again, you just don't want people to get hurt. That is it. So with that, let's go into last week. And part of the reason, again, apologize for delays. It's now Wednesday. Tuesday at the time of recording this. I didn't get one out ahead. I also like to not post that I'm on vacation. People don't know my address necessarily, but I mean, it's not great to tell people on the internet where you are at all times. It's kind of a security problem. So I usually do all of that post-mortem, and this it was a great little vacation, preschool starting vacation trip that we kicked in. We hit the East Coast. So for you all on the East Coast, I was in your area. Sorry if I didn't look you up. We were on a pretty busy schedule. So we flew into Rhode Island. We stayed with friends. So thanks to them for letting us crash at their house and spending time, and letting them, they took us out on their boat, and we went out to a restaurant in Rhode Island, right there in Providence. They live right outside, and it was just it was a great time. Good start to the visits. Actually, right out of the gate, I hit a home run because we weren't gonna go right to their house. We went from the airport. We had some time to kill. Well, let's see. How do we do this? I think we went over to the house, and then we dropped off our stuff. then we hit Newport, which was really cool, unique city in Rhode Island, and it's like the home of like Brown University, which was really cool. We took a walk around Brown University, but for me, what was really neat was the International Tennis Hall of Fame was there, and that was just spectacular for me. Even though, I mean, it wasn't like the most amazing Hall of Fame ever on the planet, kind of like the NFL Hall of Fame, but for me, I for most people may not know, I played tennis for 22 years. I still could pick up a racket and play. I mean, I know what I'm doing. I got as high as, I would say, like a 4.0 and above tennis player, and it was just it's a big part of my life, and I've transitioned now into pickleball. But it's my tennis skills and my 22 years of tennis that kind of led me to really enjoying pickleball and picking that game up really quickly and doing really well right out of the gate. So, if I wouldn't have played tennis at a high level, I may never have really got into pickleball. So maybe I probably still would have gotten into it. I just love anything with a paddle. I just love so. And I just recently heard that there was a research somebody put on there that top sports that you can do to extend your life. So like running, cycling, those types of things are really good. I think they said like badminton is another really good one, and then really any racket sport like tennis, pickleball, racquetball, those sports can extend people's lives. Just I think it's like one of the most healthy hobbies you can have. So anyways, went to the Tennis Hall of Fame. So that was the way I started, and it was an unexpected. Sometimes in life, I didn't do any research. I just showed up and I was like, there's the International Tennis Hall of Fame. The family was going to go shopping, so I was like, you go shopping, I'm going to the International Tennis Hall of Fame. Give me at least an hour in that place. hour and a half. And I ripped right through it, and I get tons of really great pictures. I really should post them. It really did have a lot of meaning. I mean, as I was going through there to see all my favorite sports figures, like Jimmy Connors and McEnroe and Agassi and Chang and Courier and just all these players. I got so many pictures. Man, it was really, really something to go through there. They had like a whole wall of the history of the how the tennis ball, the balls of or the cans of tennis balls, how they evolved over time, if I can speak. That was just so cool. What else did I get? Yeah. And I probably could have stayed for another hour. The grounds itself of the international, I didn't realize that, croquet was such a close sport because that was done on the lawn, and then they kept a court open that was blank, and they started hitting the ball across, and that became tennis, and then tennis was imported into the U.S. And I forget which year that it was. So it started tennis was being played at his Appleton estate in Massachusetts after playing in England. Regardless of the source, tennis was then started being played in Newport, New York, Philadelphia, and Boston by 1875. So, who knew? And now pickleball is all taking over. It's the same thing. It's just kind of gonna take root. It's gonna take some celebrity and investment and all that kind of stuff. And they had kind of the history, and like even fashion was a big deal. I mean, you look at Wimbledon and how they wear white and all these different things. So it was really neat. So I really started the trip off with a bang. Then we went out on the boat. which was a lot of fun. And then from there, let's see, we went up to, what was next? Oh, we started hitting Maine, so we stayed in Kennebunk, and then we were able to go to the Old Orchard Pier. We went to Kennebunkport, stayed around there. Went to Portsmouth, then we went to Portland, Maine, and then after we were done with that, we stayed in a really nice bed and breakfast. Highly recommend it. The White Sail Inn, I think. So it was Suzanne running that establishment, which was absolutely fantastic. I would recommend it. I think I'll probably post on social media that photo and link her bed and breakfast. Then we came back down to Boston, hung out, did the Boston Tea Party Museum. I literally feel like I walked around town. Had awesome Italian. Had one of the best Italian sub sandwiches. Had a great breakfast. And it's just we really ate our way through. I mean, we ate at two really good seafood places. You started getting sick of seafood after being out there for a little bit, but ultimately, probably the favorite crab roll that I had, or excuse me, lobster roll, not crab roll. There are crab rolls, but I had the lobster roll. Was at the Clam Shack. That was one of the highest rated top 10, and I see why, because they had it perfectly. I mean, the lobster meat was really like plump and plentiful. It was like it just really felt fresh, and they kept the butter and the mayonnaise out of the lobster, so you really got a full lobster taste. And then the bun was toasted with the mayo and butter like perfectly set up so it didn't mess with the lobster. So you kind of got that in, and it was just it was really exquisite. Another place that I went, it was good, but then you could tell like the difference. The mayo got kind of mixed in with the lobster, and it got a little slimy. So like you tasted it and it was good, but it wasn't like the consistency matters, especially when you're basically eating lump lobster like that in like a Maine style lobster roll. So I don't think I like, if I was to choose, I would not go out of my way to get that style of lobster roll, but I understand why it's, the Maine lobster roll is easily one of the best, but it's not the style that I normally would choose. So, and then now we're back. So that is it for the trip. We had just lots of fun, tons of stories. I really stayed off of social media for the most part. I was good. Tried to unplug as much as possible, which is really hard to do. So that's what you need to do before it's time. It's back to school, back to building, back to collecting. And that's going to be the theme for this next week. It's going to be more cleanup, more collecting, kind of finishing up. I've got plenty of builds to do. Want to get back to doing mocks. That is the plan. So hopefully you're having a phenomenal end of your summer, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Journal Entry. Bye for now.